Wow, you actually passed your 12th standard. Maybe God actually wrote those exams for you. These were the remarks of my school principal. And I cannot blame her for that. I was one of the dumbest child she could ever see. I grew up in a very decent environment. My parents actually gave me everything possible they could. They also thought that, like every other children, my child will also achieve something extraordinary in her life, and we will be proud of her. But I never gave them this opportunity. I was so bad at everything I did that everyone around me thought what a hopeless child I was. This is my 11th and 12th boards pre-assessment report card. I failed at everything. Obviously, the next day, my parents were called in the school. They were told, and they were also convinced multiple times, not to allow me to sit for the board exams because I will fail, and obviously I will bring shame to not just to the school but also to me and my family. While all this was happening, I was standing right in a corner, wiping my tears and thinking, why God gave me this life, and why I am born with zero talent, that I couldn't even pass a simple school exam. The same evening, my dad came to me and he told me one thing, बेटा, जिंदगी का एक फलसफा है, जब तक सांस चल रही है, तब तक मेहनत भी और कदम भी चलते रहने चाहिए. I understood what he was trying to say. I geared up and I decided to go for my board exams. I was so frightened, but at the same time, I had to gather the courage. And with full dedication, I went for that. Now comes the interesting part, the results day. Everyone around me is prepared with some kind of excuses. My mom, she prepared an excuse that my child got ill and my daughter couldn't study and eventually failed. My younger brother came with another excuse that I had actually hidden all my sister's books. She couldn't study and she failed. Funny guy. But this happened. I actually passed, and I passed with 70%. Everyone was shocked. Everyone thought that it's some supernatural power which has helped her in getting this. But trust me, it was not any supernatural power. It was my mind. And it was my mindset that helped me achieve this. And that too in a span of less than 20 days. I did it. I understood and I believe that there are core 4 principles which can help us in achieving this kind of mindset, and anything we want in our lives, we can actually achieve it. And if we practice them in our day-to-day lives, nothing can stop any of us. So let's start and decode them one by one. The first is mastery. When I talk about mastery, let's raise your hands if anyone is a Sachin Tendulkar or an MS Dhoni fan. Anyone with Virat Kohli? Wow. So imagine that your mind is just like a cricket pitch, and the rival team is your negative thoughts. And every day, you become the MS Dhoni of your life, and you battle those negative thoughts and hit 6 on 6 on every ball. It's like the famous Dhoni's helicopter shot or your favorite's Virat Kohli sweep drive. You always knock the rival team and stump them down. And you will not believe it. If you practice it daily, nothing can stop you in your journey because your thoughts and actions manifest in your life. So master it and you will be reaching all your desires and achieve everything you want. Just remember one thing, mastery is a lifelong journey. It is not something a one-day affair. You need to practice it on a daily basis through mindfulness, through meditation, and through any kind of exercise you could do with your mind. Now comes the second. You may like him, you may hate him, but you cannot ignore him. Life is bold, and you should be bold, just like your Ranveer Singh. Wear those leopard print pants, go crazy with your hair, and do boldness in your life. Every time I come across, people tell me, we cannot do this. I am shy. I cannot do this. But listen to me. Be bold in your life. Boldness can give you so many opportunities that you even can't imagine. Bold people is the secret of having the maximum potential in your life. Be bold. Be fearless in your life and your world will transform. Next is determination. Imagine you are stuck in a Mumbai scale traffic. You have no other way to go. You are just stuck there. And you are constantly hearing horns. There are horns and there are also limitless like cars you can see. But there is no end road. But then you see a cow, seriously, a cow, who is crossing the road from point A to point B. And nobody is bothering her. And even she is not bothered about you. Be that cow in your life. Be so determined that nobody can stop you. Nobody can come across your life and say that you cannot do it. Be determined for your goals. Be that lazy, legendary cow and achieve. Even if your goal is achievable, slowly achieve it, but be determined in your life. By the way, this is my Heriot-Watt University UK graduation picture with my parents and my younger brother. They never thought that I'll pass the school exam, but I graduated from the UK university. Next is hunger. Are you hungry for growth? Are you hungry for excellence? This is the left picture you are seeing is actually my first solo trip picture. When I was studying in the UK, I was working part-time as a waiter and somehow I collected some money and decided to take a solo trip to Denmark. Well, the picture you are seeing, I'm looking very, very happy. But trust me, I was not. For the first 3 days of my solo trip, I was so scared that I didn't even came out of my accommodation. I was scared how I will manage strangers, how people would perceive me that an Indian girl with a backpack is roaming around our country with no one around her to protect. I was in all those thoughts. And it was the 4th day where I actually made my first friend while traveling and she took this picture. And mind you, she took hundreds of pictures of me and made me smile through this one. The right picture you are seeing is of my 40th country I went as a solo traveler. Yes, I have been to 40 countries and most of them solo. And this is of my picture of Japan. What I'm trying to say here is like I came out of my comfort zone. I challenged myself multiple times even if I didn't want it to. Everyone thinks from outside seeing the flashy pictures on social media that, oh, this girl is so lucky. She is in Japan. Oh, this girl is so lucky. She is in Spain. But trust me, it's not the case. Every time I took those solo flights, I had so much anxiety. I was constantly in fear. How will I manage the world? How will I speak to the people who don't speak my native language? How will I manage my food? How will I say back to the society, where society is always judging, especially to the women, that what they are doing solo in an alone country? But I did it, and this has actually paid me off. This hunger for growth and excellence has gave me multiple opportunities in my life. I can proudly say that I have friends all over the world, even to those countries where I have been on a layover flight. I made so many opportunities for myself, not even in my personal, but also on my professional developments. I even exported not just 1, 2, 3, but so many of goods, just because a person I met abroad trusted me and not the businessman where he couldn't meet him. So this is the magic you come across when you strive for hunger. So I want to ask all of you, how are you going to strive for your hunger? How are you breaking your comfort zones? I also wanted to share something, which is like my journey from architect to being an entrepreneur. See, I always believed that I couldn't do anything in my life. I landed up in an architecture course. I did well in my studies. I graduated and everything fell into place. I even landed up in a very good university in the UK, and I was doing very fine in my life. I was doing a very, very good job, by the way. But something struck me while traveling, that am I just confined to my degree which I have? Am I not more than that? Can't I do something more in my life? That actually haunted me a lot. And I shifted myself from becoming an architect, from designing structures to designing my own life at my terms. It's not about just drawing floor plans. It's also about what kind of life you want for yourself. And I decided that yes, I want to be an entrepreneur. And all this required just one skill, which was belief in myself. I believed that I could do it, and I achieved it. There were so many temporary kind of obstacles there. I failed multiple times. And trust me, it's not a garden of roses. You have to fight every day, but it paid me off. The last slide you see actually is very emotional to me. He's actually my grandfather. He gave everything to me. And I still remember that when I used to come back to school from my school days and come back and meet him, he used to give me one small candy. And every day was a memorable day with him. But he passed away very, very young. I don't have much of his memories apart from these few memories. And one day, in 2021, I came across lots of his stuff where I was sitting with my grandmother. My grandmother was all of tears, and so was I. But what I found was gold. I found 70 years of his work there. There were like hundreds of formulations and 70 years of his hard work in Ayurveda, which was stored there with my grandmother. I was so surprised that what I have and why I'm not using it. After much deliberation, I went to my dad and told him, I want to give back to the society and I want to carry forward my grandfather's legacy. And I want to build a global company that is known for Ayurveda and my grandfather's age-old formulations. My dad, as always, why you want to do this? No, it's not something for you. You are an architect. You cannot do this. And I was like, no, I want to take over all those paths where women have not been to. Maybe it is one of the scariest paths. Maybe the path is full with rocks and it is fearful. But at the end of my life, it would be my path. And I would be proud of you. So I want to ask all of you, what impact and what kind of legacy you all want to leave behind when you are not on this earth? What kind of values, commitments, thoughts, beliefs you are going to leave behind to your community and to your society? And this is the most important question I ask everyone and to myself on a daily basis. I want to work really, really hard to come and build my company MBDH Wellness to this global platform and bring this mindset to every individual who wants to achieve something like me. Trust me, I have no right to stand on this podium. I was the hopeless child you could have ever seen in my school days. But still, I'm standing here. And it's all about the mindset I had and I developed. And you all can. So, and the last, I just want to thank everyone. And I want you to remember that MBDH mindset is not just for the few. It is for everyone who can embrace it. And I want all of you to unleash that extraordinary within you. Thank you.